Hey y'all, and welcome to Life on a Farm. So you can see, guys, we have already been decorating for fall. This is kind of the kickoff to really one of our favorite times of year, is gearing up for the temperatures to cool down here in South Mississippi. And with that comes your pumpkins and your Thanksgiving season. It's not just a Thanksgiving day for us, it is a season to be thankful. And with that being said, I kind of want to share with y'all what has been going on over the past week. So one of our daughters had come to us. It's probably been around 2 weeks now, and she was like, "Mama, when I'm doing stuff, I kind of feel like I'm having a hard time breathing. Like, I feel like I get real short of breath." And before we go any further, I just want to say this, okay? None of our family has had the SHOT. Like, none of us decided to take that. It was just not right for us. We kind of did pro-con and knew that that just wasn't for us. And from the medical side of it, like considering the testing and just the unknowns, we knew that it was just not right for our family. So with that being said, okay, nobody here has had that. Let me just put that out front at first, okay? So I asked her, I was like, "Well, how long has this like been going on?" And she was like, "Well, for a while, but it's getting worse." So I started asking her a lot of questions and decided that we did need to take her to have, my first thought was going to her heart. So take her to have her kind of looked at and checked out. She has never had any health problems, so we thought it would be best to go to our pediatrician and just let him listen to her heart and maybe see what he thought from the surface of what was going on. Because she said, like, she would go out and jump on the trampoline, and after like 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, whether she's playing tennis or running around playing soccer with the other kids, at tumble with her sister, you know, they go in and do like back handsprings and back tucks, and she's really good at that. But she says, like, once she gets into it, she starts feeling like she just can't breathe, she can't catch her breath. So my first thought was, I wonder what's going on with her heart. How is her blood flow? How is that affecting her demand for needing more blood flow, more oxygen? What is going on? So I did take her to our pediatrician and told him everything that she basically told me. So I'm going to show y'all a clip right now. They did do an EKG on hers, and he did some blood work to rule out anemia first. That was one thing they could do, like right then, and tell me she was not anemic, her blood level come back fine. And then he did an EKG, which was also, her heart rate was up, but she was in normal sinus rhythm, and it was kind of, you know, up and down, but the rhythm was normal, and she was very, very nervous. So just let me say that right up front. She was very, very nervous because she's never really like gone to the doctor, other than like when she's gone because she was like maybe real sick with a cold or something, and we wanted them to listen and make sure she didn't have pneumonia or something like that. So she was very nervous, but that come back fine as well. He did check her urine, and he did say she probably needs to drink more water, and I was like, yeah, I know she probably does, and I probably do too. At the end of everything he could do in his office, he said it could be hormonal related, and that's what we're going to hope for. But I do think that she needs to be seen by a pediatric cardiologist just to rule out anything that obviously could be more severe that we can't check here. So they sent us to a referral. We actually went to the same place that we took Aiden, and I have not given y'all a clear update on him, but we had to rule it viral. All his testing, all his blood work, everything come back completely normal, and we chalked it up to be he at some point in time had been exposed to a virus. Aiden doesn't get sick very often, and he usually shakes it off pretty easy. So when they were telling us in the emergency room with him, it's probably just something viral because everything is coming back normal, I'm like, there's no way. He hasn't been sick for like weeks. But whatever that was really held on to him and was causing his cardiac issues with him just kind of resting and his heart rate going through the roof. So y'all have all seen that video. You know, we cut out all of the extra caffeines, coffees, you know, all of that stuff. And then after multiple weeks and multiple tests, all the tests was fine, and then it resolved on its own. So it was something viral that he had been exposed to that was causing his heart rate to shoot up. Over a couple of minutes it would get real high, and then it would come back down. So with Eliza, it's more, she just feels like she can't breathe. Like she gets to exercising or playing tennis, and when her heart rate gets up, she feels like she can't catch her breath. So we go to the same place that we took Aiden, and of course we get checked in. They look over all of the things, and one of the first things that he said he wanted to do was an echocardiogram, which, if y'all are not familiar with that, basically it's like an ultrasound of the heart. They put some little gel stuff on, put the machine on. They're checking her heart structure, looking at valves, looking at muscles, looking at blood flow, all of the things with an echo. Everything there was good. He went through, he come in actually when she left out and said he's going to come in and go over this with y'all. I thought, what did she see that she's not telling us? But when he come in, he looked over everything, said her heart structure looks good, her valves look good, all the blood flow looks good, there's no concern there. So we were very, very thankful for that. That was one of my main concerns. Like, does she have a hole in her heart? Is maybe something going on with one of her valves? So there are lots of questions going on there, but everything come back and was completely normal. So we were so thankful for that. So when he cleared us from that, he said, okay, the next thing I want to do is let's actually put her on the treadmill. We're going to hook her up to a monitor. We're going to get her walking, then we're going to get her speed walking, then we're going to get her jogging, and we're going to watch where her heart rate does when she gets 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes into this, and see we want to watch her reaction, how she's breathing, and what her heart's doing. So she got on the treadmill and she starts off walking. She gets into a little bit of running. He is literally, y'all, the pediatric cardiologist is literally standing behind her on the treadmill, watching her, listening to her. He has a stethoscope on. He's listening to her back. So about that like 8-minute mark, she of course starts breathing, and you're talking not an overweight, inactive child trying to run. Like, she's very active, very healthy, very small. So we're not sure. She's always been real active. She shouldn't be getting that much out of breath at her age, as active as she is and as small as she is. Why is she getting so short of breath? So that's kind of where we were at. Once she starts getting to that and she's like, okay, I can't run anymore, they cut the machine off, listen to her, and all of the tests as far as her heart, it's okay. So he then tells us that he does not think that it's heart related, but there are a couple of things that we need to consider to go forward from here. So now that everything on that as far as her heart looks is okay, he says, if I was a betting man, I would think that she's probably experiencing exercise-induced bronchospasms, which is kind of like asthma, but it's not asthma. It's triggered by exercise, and they're not sure exactly. We're not 100% sure yet that that's what it is. She does have to go for some pulmonary testing just to look at her lungs next week, but right now she is on just a monitor where she puts on, there's no cords or anything like that. It's just a little device that sticks right on her chest, and he's going to look at all of that. She did come in from the trampoline earlier and say, Mom, I'm feeling short of breath again. So of course we wrote down the date and the time and checked what she was doing and all of that, so he can look at what her heart was doing compared to what she was doing during that time and make sure with that connection, just to make sure that it's not cardiac related. So that's kind of what we're doing over the next 7 days, is looking at her response, her heart, what she's doing during that time. But we are going to go ahead with some pulmonary function tests. They're called PFTs, and they're going to be ruling out if they think that's what it is, which I have talked to several people since then that have said that they kind of experienced that like in their early teens. that exercising caused that. They felt like they couldn't breathe, but then they outgrew it. So we're gonna hope and pray that that's the case, and it's as simple as that, because so far everything else has come back normal, and we are so very thankful for that. But just really want to rule out anything that is major related to her heart. And if it is something like exercise-induced bronchospasms, then we can have an emergency inhaler on hand if she ever feels like I can't breathe, or her throat closes off or whatever. We can have that emergency inhaler on hand for that. Now, the other thing that we discussed, which we don't feel like it's probably this, but he also seemed to suspect maybe hyperthyroidism. She's really small, her heart beats really fast, she eats, and she could sit down and eat cake for every meal, and she just really doesn't gain weight. So that was one of the things that we discussed. So after all of the monitor, the pulmonary function tests come back, and everything is fine, that is going to be our next step. So y'all just hang tight. We are just going through the steps and the process and in the testing, but I just wanted to share this video with y'all because I feel like a lot of y'all can relate. Running to the doctor is not one of the things that we typically do by any means. We try to stay as far away out of the doctor's office as possible, but when it comes to your heart and cardiac stuff, we just want to be sure everything is fine there. And if it's something as simple as just being exercise induced, it might be one of those things until she can outgrow it, that she's just gonna have to kind of take it easy. If she starts feeling winded, just pull back until she can catch her breath, and then continue whatever she's doing. And we can have that emergency inhaler on hand if that seems to be what it is, which is what we're thinking is going on. But to rule out all of the cardiac stuff first is kind of where we're at, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's what's been going on this week, on top of all of our normal daily chores, activities, school, decorating for fall, cleaning the house, all of those things. We've spent this weekend kind of prepping for next week and throwing in just making sure that everything with Eliza's heart is fine, and that's kept us a little bit extra busy. We're not used to sitting in doctor's office for a long time, but so far everything has come out good, and we are very, very thankful for that. So she wears her monitor all day. She will get that off in a couple of days. So it hasn't been too bad, huh?
Sleeps.
She does say it bothers her when she sleeps.
And not being able to get in the pool.
And she wants to go underwater, but just a couple more days and we'll have that off of her. But I just wanted to give y'all an update of kind of what's been going on around here, where our minds have been, where our hours have been. Just it's a little bit different for us, I guess you could say. This is different for us, but wanted to share that with y'all today. Until next time, God bless and happy homesteading, y'all.